let's talk about hair hygiene. Okay, so if you're into hair or you've been watching a lot of hair videos on YouTube, you know that everyone always talks about taking care of your scalp and shampooing your hair and what else? Yeah, taking care of your scalp basically, because the scalp is the foundation of the hair follicles, right? And I think what some of us need to remember, or what some of us need to understand, is that your scalp is an extension of your face. Okay, so imagine that, like, your scalp is not like a whole different department, it's just an extension of the face. Okay, so imagine you not washing your face for like 3 months or 4 months, right? I know some of you don't even wash your face every day. Some people wash their face once a week, twice a week, which I don't know why. It's not really healthy. But as for me, I wash my face every single day and I've seen the benefits and I know how my face reacts. So just remember that your scalp is an extension of your face. And if your scalp is an extension of your face, then that means your scalp needs to be taken care of. Now, the beautiful thing is you don't have to wash your scalp every single day just because it's an extension of your face. Why? Because you've got lots of hair that covers your scalp. Okay, so that's the difference. Your face, even if you have facial hair, like, your facial hair is not as full as the hair on your scalp. So hair is really, your face is really exposed to the light, to the sun, to anything. And so that requires more washing than your scalp. Now, I'm just going to tell you all the definition of hygiene before I really get into it on why hair hygiene, or should I say scalp hygiene, is really, really important. So what I saw here on Google is that hygiene is condition and practices to maintain health, preventing diseases. Okay, I didn't type in hair hygiene, I just typed in the definition of hygiene on Google, because I don't really have a dictionary and I don't know who carries dictionary these days. But hygiene is conditions and practices to maintain health, preventing diseases. Okay, so that means there's something that you're doing religiously, there's something you're doing consistently in order to prevent diseases and certain conditions regarding your health, right? But today we're going to talk about the health of your scalp. So when you don't have good scalp hygiene, okay, you are exposed to dermatitis, flaky scalp, dandruff. Also, what's the other one? Sometimes you can have patches around your scalp due to relaxers. Also, there's other conditions. I've seen itchy scalp as well. Some of you've been dealing with itchy scalp for years, and I'm going to tackle what's going on with that in this video. So if you are not having a good scalp hygiene, if you're not doing things consistently in order for your scalp to be healthy, you're going to have certain conditions on your scalp and you're going to think it's norm because thousands of people are also having that same condition. Like, it amazes me when I go on YouTube and see the amount of people who've got scalp issues, and when I go to the comment section and see people who can relate to that, I'm like, whoa, there's a lot of people who are not taking care of their hair. They're not taking their scalp health seriously. I used to be in that position a few years ago when I used to wear wigs a lot. My scalp was not taken care of. Okay, so we're going to get into it now. I'm just going to look through my notes to make sure that I don't forget anything that I'm about to say in this video. One of the reasons why you need to take your scalp hygiene seriously is to enjoy your hair. I've seen a lot of people in public, most especially black women, they're doing this in public, or they get a pen and they're going like that in public. Or I see a case where a woman has left her hair down. This is not even just black women. Sometimes I've seen white women as well, where they leave their hair down. It's so bushy. And whenever they're stressed out, they're itching the hair. They're messing with the hair. They're just disturbing the hair. The hair is not disturbing you, but there's issues going on with that scalp. And so when you have a really good scalp hygiene, when you're doing things consistently in order to take care of your scalp, you enjoy your hairstyles a lot more. So when you have braids in your hair, if your scalp is healthy, okay, and the hygiene is on point, you're not going to find your scalp itchy. Okay, if you have really good, nice, if you have a really good scalp care routine, any hairstyle you do, you will enjoy it. Okay, you can enjoy it for so long. You know, when you come across people who have a hairstyle in and they tell you that they don't touch their hair or they don't do anything, like they don't even re-moisturize or anything, is because they've got a really good scalp care routine going on. Okay, that's why they're able to, you know, get their hands off their hair completely. And another thing is, because your hair follicles, okay, is like, obviously hair is on the scalp, yeah, when your scalp is not in a good condition, it will reflect on your hair. And no matter how much you try to hide it, and no matter how much you try to fake it that your hair is healthy, anyone who has a good knowledge of hair, or anyone who takes care of their hair, they can look at you and they can tell whether your hair has been taken care of or not. I was talking to a girl, she consistently wears wigs quite a lot, right? And so she was telling me, you know, her hair is natural, but she doesn't know what to do with it. She doesn't know how to style it. So she just prefers to wear wigs and so on and so forth. And then she was telling me that her natural hair is down to here, right? This is what she told me. She told me that her natural hair was down to here and that she just doesn't let it out because she just doesn't know what to do with it and she doesn't know how to style it. And so when the girl turned around, right, and like she didn't know I was looking, but she turned around to talk to somebody, and I obviously was, you know, looking in that direction. I could see she was wearing wig on this particular day, but I could see all this bit here. It looked like a bee had literally ate the back of her hair. Okay, she had a wig on, but it looked as if there was bees eating. It looked, you know, when an insect is eating the leaves, right? They eat it anyhow, yeah, not in formation. And I could see that at the back of her, at the back of her head, at the nape of her neck, and I knew it within me that her hair was not healthy at all. Even though she was lying to me that her hair was down to, because there's no way the back of your hair is going to be down to your shoulders if you've got loads of patches going on at the back of your scalp. There's just no way. It can't work. If the foundation is not healthy, it's not good, your hair is going to get affected. It will reflect. And no matter how much you hide it, it will show. Have you seen people who do hairstyles and the hairstyle looks so nice, but the edges just make the stuff look so bad? The edges are horrible. Or you can see some people like their hair keeps thinning and thinning and thinning and they have no edges at all. And they're still doing these painful hairstyles, right? So you can tell that they don't have good scalp care. I do need to remind you all that scalp conditions such as dermatitis, flaky scalp, dandruff and all of that is not a contagious condition, but it's a condition that can be solved. So let's get into how you can solve this issue and how you can get a really good scalp care routine. So if you are currently having issues with your scalp, let's say you have flaky scalp, dermatitis, whatever condition you've got on your scalp needs water. I'm gonna repeat that again because some of you are running away from the shower. Some of you are running away from water because there are people on YouTube here who are convincing you that your water, like you don't need water for your hair, you don't need to wash your hair all the time and all this stuff. We're talking about hygiene. Okay, I'm not even talking about how to grow your hair. I'm talking about hygiene, because a healthy scalp will produce healthy hair and healthy hair will grow. And if the hair is healthy, there should be no breakage, which means the length will show forth. So first thing is first, with any scalp condition, you must wash your scalp once a week or once every 2 weeks. I am not buying that idea of not washing your hair for 2 months or 3 months or 4 months. That is not acceptable for hygiene at all. It's not. There's a condition going on in your scalp and your scalp is telling you, fix me. Okay, that's why it's uncomfortable. That's why it's itchy. That's why it's ruining the hair. Some of you, you'll get a hairstyle done, very expensive, and then 2 weeks you just want to take it out because your scalp is so itchy. It's finding it very irritating because there's no scalp care routine. So your scalp should be washed once a week or once in 2 weeks. It should not go past 2 weeks. Now, if you are someone who does have a good scalp care routine, like naturally you have a really good scalp care routine and you're going on holiday and you just decide that, okay, you know what, let me do braids. That braid should not last longer than a month. Even 4 weeks, that's it. Anything longer than 4 weeks, it's not a good idea. But if you got scalp care issues, I do not advise you to do hairstyles that will make you not touch your hair within 1 to 2 weeks, because there's an issue that needs to be solved. Now, I've done a video on how to take care of your scalp and I will leave the link on the screen. Please go check out that video because I went in detail with it and I also suggested some products. Okay, so that's the first thing with a scalp care routine, is to make sure water is touching your scalp once a week or once every 2 weeks. If you have braids in your hair right now and you need to get access to putting water on your scalp, something that my mom does that really works is if you mix water and, is it clove? I think it's clove. There's this mixture that my mom makes and it really works and it literally solved all her scalp issues. And what she did was she just boiled hot water with cloves and she put it in a spray bottle and she sprays her scalp every single day, and all her flakiness on her scalp was gone. Why? Because there's water in that mixture. So when I tell you that your scalp needs water, I really mean it. Your scalp needs water. Stop running away from water. In the beginning of my own natural hair, I wasn't washing my hair every week. I was in the beginning, when I did the big chop, I was washing my hair every day because I was doing wash and goes and it was so easy and I never had any scalp issues. When my hair started growing to the point that I could do protective styling, I was only washing my hair once a month, right? Everything was good once a month until 6 months later I started having scalp issues. And this is the thing with hair conditions, because the hair problems doesn't happen immediately. It happens after a few months. So you won't notice it immediately, but after a few months, these conditions begin to grow and get worse. And then that way you're not able to trace what's going on because it's been 6 months later since you've changed your routine. So 6 months later, after washing my hair once a month, I realized that my scalp would be so itchy. It would be so itchy. I would put rosemary on it. I would use scalp care, stuff to pop my hair, put it on my scalp. Nothing would solve it. It was just so itchy. So as I was thinking about it, my intuition, or maybe the Holy Spirit, I don't know, just told me that, look, you need to wash your hair every single week. And so from the beginning of this year, February, I have been washing my hair every single week. And literally after when I started that routine, I would wash my hair, deep condition, moisturize, stretch every single week. When I started that, my itchy scalp was gone within the condition was gone within 3 weeks of starting that routine. And since February till this day, that is like my new hair routine. I wash my hair every single week. So any scalp condition you have, I don't care how bad it is, it needs water. Water is the #1 moisture that your scalp needs. Please give it water. The second one is to use scalp care shampoos. The issue I have with a lot of scalp care shampoo is that they are quite drying to the hair, okay? But if you are consistent with using water every single week to wash your hair, you shouldn't have to use scalp care shampoo for that long once the problem has been solved or once the condition has reduced. So the condition is not there to be permanent for you to nurture it, but it's for you to find ways to get rid of it. So get yourself scalp care shampoo. Start using that for a while. When the condition begins to get less, then you stop the shampoo, okay? Because water should be solving that problem. Scalp care shampoos that I do recommend is one from Design Essential. It's called Therapeutic Scalp Care Shampoo, or Mizani Scalp Care Shampoo. As long as it's got zinc in it and the shampoo bottle specifically says scalp care, then you're on the right path. For those of you who don't want to use scalp care shampoo, find yourself something that you can use, some petroleum moisture that you can put on your scalp in order to reduce the itchiness. Okay, so that is like the routine. Also, when it comes to protective styling, you don't want to do protective styling that does not allow you to have access to your scalp. So right now, I've got like a ponytail protective styling going on, right? So when I come home at night, I take this off, I take the bobbin off, and I like, how do I say it? I let my scalp breathe. Yeah, so I let my hair out. My hair would look messy, obviously, because I'm not parting or anything. I just open it so that fresh air can get into my scalp and everything, because your scalp, like I said, is an extension of your face. So you can't just leave your hair in a ponytail like this every single day for 1 month. It's not healthy. Okay, another reason why you need to wash your hair consistently is that some of you, if you're only washing your hair once a month and you're surrounded by heat, you're cooking, you're doing all these things, sweating, going to the gym, your scalp will begin to smell. Okay, if you're living with a husband or boyfriend or whatever who's sleeping on the same bed as you, sometimes they can smell your hair that it stinks, but they won't say anything because they don't know how to say it to you. Because a scalp that does not get washed frequently, eventually it will begin to smell. That's why hygiene is important. If you don't wash your body, no matter how much perfume you use, no matter how much deodorant you use, that body odor will still come out. People will still smell it. So you have to have a good scalp care routine. So the only scalp care routine that I recommend is to wash your hair every week or once every 2 weeks. It should not be longer than that unless you're on holiday, and I don't think you go on holiday back to back every single month. Okay, for those of you who love doing braids, I don't recommend you do braids back to back. If it's with extension, if you're doing braids with your natural hair, that's different. But if you're doing braids with extension, I don't recommend you to do that back to back, because you're constantly pulling the hair. At one point, it needs a break. But if you are doing braids, there is a mizani deep conditioner that is specifically for the scalp. Either way, water needs to be touching your scalp. And let me tell you, once you have a good scalp care routine, once you are consistently taking care of that scalp, you will enjoy the hairstyles that you do, and it will reflect in your hair. It will reflect in your hair. I did mention this in my previous video that I've had people who've complimented me and say, look, your hair looks really, really healthy. People will know. People will know. So you have to take care of that scalp. It's an extension of your face. Do not neglect your hair. Okay, look after your hair. Your hair is part of beauty. Your hair is your crown. Hair is something that God has given to you for free to add to your beauty. So why would you neglect it? Why would you put it away? You have to nourish it. You have to cherish it. You have to take care of it. Everything that God has given to us, we have to take care of it. You cannot neglect it. So that is really it for this video. If you have any questions or anything you want to ask me, make sure you leave that in the comment section, and I will leave a link to a few of my scalp care videos that I have done. Check out those videos, because that would help you. Okay, I've been there before. I've had patches at the back of my scalp, I've had flaky scalp, I've had itchy scalp, and all of that was solved with a good scalp care routine. And also, I actually did a video on a scalp care routine. Yes, I did. Was it? Yes, I did. And I will leave a link to that also in the description box. Until my next video, guys, stay blessed and stay beautiful. Bye.